Hey everybody, Mary Z back once again. Okay, so I know that usually I'm not talking about like the metal news on voice hacks on this channel, but today we have some crazy news about a vocalist, and so I'm gonna take a look and actually see if this person can sing well or not. You guys may have heard a little bit about this band in the news called Threatin, and it is a one-man band by this guy, Jered Threatin. And if you're not familiar with what's going on in the metal news, which there's so much more important world news, I don't blame you. But anyway, the gist throughout the metal press all week, particularly covered a lot by NME and also Metal Sucks, was that this band Threatin had kind of this one-man band. He'd faked a record label, a booking agency, a whole bunch of social media statistics, and bought out a bunch of venues for a tour in Europe, and then faked the attendance, and actually nobody showed. So it was kind of a big controversy, and I'll let you guys kind of hash that out. I know you'll duke each other out in the comments. I know a lot of you have been very interested in this story and have been following it, but nobody's talking about whether the guy actually has talent or not. So let's check it out and see how his vocals are, if they're any good or not. Here we go. This is Threatin. This song is called Living is Dying. Whoa.
I lie awake at night, just buried in my mind. I feel it burn inside. The will is gone, the will to carry on.
All right, I'm just going to stop there and say, first of all, it's not bad, actually. It's honestly quite good. It doesn't sound excessively tuned, but the production in general doesn't sound that good, actually. And just because I think his singing is good doesn't mean I'm passing a judgment on what he did in the music industry or condoning anything. I wouldn't suggest that you follow in his business footsteps. But if he continues to sing well throughout the song, I think it will stand to make the point that maybe he didn't need to do all that crazy stuff. So let's take a look. That was pretty good. Let's see how he builds it up here.
Will to carry on. I will take no more. Don't look back. I will take no more. Don't look back. Living is dying.
Okay, for being sort of like a lower quality production, I thought that actually the vocals were pretty decent there. He's got a nice high tenor voice, and he's actually doing the distortion bits pretty good, actually. He puts a little like sort of heat on it, a little bit of distortion on some of those notes, and they sound pretty in tune. He could have tuned them a little bit, but again, the further away from the pitch it is, the more we would hear the auto-tune. So I don't really hear much in there. So he probably was pretty close to the pitch in that case. So overall, I don't think he's like a technical virtuoso or anything. I just think he's a young person with talent. He looks very young, so he's probably going to have a few years, before that voice really gets a little bit more robust and controlled, but it's certainly not bad, and I think he's doing all right. So it's a shame that he now has this reputation to contend with. So this kid can actually sing. He's playing all the instruments in the video. And here's what I'm going to say about, spending money and everything. So this kid can actually sing. He can obviously actually play a couple instruments. He looks fairly young. He's got on paper like everything going for him. And obviously he had money, which is the biggest barrier to success for a lot of metal and rock acts. But he just spent it in the wrong place. So if you have talent, you don't need to fake it to the extent that this guy went by creating fake companies and fake representation. The thing about this video is that it's really low budget, and so is the production. And therefore, there's sort of an element of cheesiness to it. And if he would have taken the money that he spent on beefing up his Facebook numbers, buying domain names for fake companies, renting out full venues overseas, flying there, playing there, if he could have taken all of that money and put it towards a good producer for a few songs and towards a good video, working with someone who actually makes videos for a few songs, he probably could have started to earn those fans. So if you have any talent, don't go through this faking it. Granted, this is the most extreme circumstance that I've ever seen of kind of faking it. Just know that if you put your money into making quality product, you will probably earn yourself a lot of fans. So you can actually work your way up to the level of going on a nice European tour. Crazy story, but I think the guy is fairly talented, honestly. It's either going to go one of two ways. Either all of the attention he gets from this will get him signed by somebody and somebody will pick him up because of all the press. Let's just be real about it. Or he's going to have a lot of problems and he'll sort of fade into obscurity, or he'll have to go by a different name or something. I don't know. So I just think it will be hard. He's set himself up for a lot of difficulty by going about it this way. So don't spend your money on fake stuff. Spend it on a real video and a real recording, and you'll get much farther. What do you think? Do you like his vocals? Comment. Leave your comments. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.